The Great Woolly Bear, Weather Prediction Validity. A study by Gary Ordog, myself. Here's 2 4-leaf clovers beside this caterpillar. So here's the Great Woolly Bear. Can it predict the weather? I did a study to find out. Heading east. This guy's almost all black, so that would be a cold winter. But he's heading east. 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 Heading east. Also heading east. Heading east. also heading east. Heading northeast. Heading east. Heading east. Okay, this one's heading north. Heading east. Heading east. Heading east. Okay, I found over 100 right here. The great woolly bears. There's one there. Heading east. The young one is just staying still, but he's pointed north. Okay, this guy's heading southeast. Kind of that direction. And this guy is heading east. That way. Like I say, there's over 100 right here. Here, this one has a long red segment indicating warm winter. And he is heading east. Okay, there's another guy. A little bit shorter orange segment. Great woolly bear. And he's heading east. And there's another guy. All right, heading east. This guy seems to be pretty old. Probably 12 years old. Heading east. Anyway, that guy had a shorter orange segment, and he's heading. This guy's almost all black, so that would be a cold winter. But he's heading east. Look at this huge one. He's almost all orange. But he as well is heading east. And beside him another guy who's mainly black and heading east. There's east. Heading east. Another guy almost all black. Heading east. And there's a guy down, two guys down there also heading east. Another guy There's several hundred here I've come across here. Within a couple 100 feet. They must all have migrated out of their cocoons all of a sudden, migrating east. Another guy. There's several hundred here I've come across here. Within a couple 100 feet. They must all have migrated out of their cocoons all of a sudden, migrating east. Fairly small guy, so he must be young, heading east. A bit larger one, also heading east. There's east. Another pretty big guy, and seems to be fairly mature, probably 10 years old at least. But he is heading east. Another guy heading east. Okay, another guy on this road heading east. There's east. Okay, there's another guy, all red. All red. Another guy with a pretty big red patch. Looks like 4 segments. Heading east. Great woolly bear. This is a pretty big one. Heading east. Another one. Heading east. Another one heading east. I'm going to quit here because the road keeps going on, but I'm up to 400, and for the most part they're all heading east, and we'll try and figure out what that means, but probably a pretty steady midway cold hot winter with just a moderate amount of snow, and I can see there's many more along the way. We'd probably get to at least 500-600 by the end of this little road here. Okay, over and out. Thank you. East. 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 So hopefully you get the idea of my video and my study. I will not show you all 2,000 of these caterpillars, but over 3 days there was a migration of 2,000. 99% of them were going east. The theory is they predict warm by heading north, predict cold by heading south. By heading east, did they mean it was not going to be hot or cold? So in between, or bits of both. That was their prediction. The actual weather was mostly mild, but there was a record high and a record low. Again, this happened and applies only to the Pitt Polder, Pitt Meadows area. This is statistical proof that the great woolly bear can predict the weather by the direction of its migration.
Medical toxicology, Gary J. Ordog, MD.